Just call me honey. If you please, just call me baby. I'll be your fantasy. I need your loving. I can guarantee I'll be what you need. Just call me.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Song 43, a podcast for those of you looking to get a deeper look at how this creator creates while being a mom, working full-time, and doing all the things. All the things. Today happens to be podcast movement evolutions with the one and only Doc Rock. I never get to hang out with you in real life.
Well, because we're always working when we're hanging out.
We are. We're working. And I've never had a chance to have you on the show. And so we have these awesome Nooks that we've had at the show all 3 days.
I love these things. The look of it makes you want to do something. Like it's really weird to say that, but like I've gone on trips and seeing something artistic, and I'm like, I wish I was in my studio. I wish I could go back and create something right now because
Yes.
I caught the bug.
Yes.
You know, it's like you're out and about, you catch a song, you're like, oh, I'm never going to remember this song when I get home. So at least now you can hum it into your phone a little bit so you can try to get back to it. But yeah, it's like that. This thing activates creativity.
Yeah, so what you can't see at home is that we're in this cute little house. There's a light above us, and outside, just outside this little frame, is the rest of this big open convention hall. But I'm using my MV6, and so is Doc, so it's blocking a lot of that, which is really great. But yeah, you do all the things.
It reminds me of Two Top at a restaurant. We're having coffee, planning how ECAMM and Shore are going to dominate the planet.
Exactly.
It's just soundproof.
Yes.
That's basically what it is. It's
because
like
it's
that.
not. We don't have any sort of door on the side of this thing, but it's just like it is.
It's good.
The world is out there, and we are having some.
I'm going to build one at home. It's going to get in the middle living room. I'm going to get in so much trouble.
I think you're not. That's not going to be well received at home. I don't know, Doc. I wouldn't recommend that. I'm not going to be responsible for that.
I'll figure out a way to make it jive.
We'll blame Katie.
Yeah, we'll blame Katie. There you
go. Katie's out there from ECAMM, so I'm hopefully going to get her on an episode too. So the cool thing about Song 43 is that it's very flexible. We talk about all kinds of things. Usually it's just me talking to myself for 15, 20 minutes. But sometimes I'm able to bring really cool people on. And Doc is one of those cool people who does all the things and then even more. So you are my guru when I need to know the answer to things. Like yesterday, I had to do my presentation. I was like, Doc, do you have a clicker for the stage? He's like, yeah, I have one. But he didn't have it here. But that's okay.
The funny thing is I normally carry it, and I'm like, I'm not speaking this time, so I left it. Mm-hmm. And had I been speaking, I would have had it.
Well, the good news is I didn't need it. The guy this show is pro.
Okay.
So and then I will also post about what I did on the stage because I got to talk to a bunch of people about the basics of audio, and the front row filled up with all these kids, 9 to 12-year-olds who won their way.
Oh, those are the kids that won from Texas.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's cool. And well, it's cool because they get to see you doing it, and they don't have to watch some other guy doing it. Because if I remember the kid crowd, they were all girls.
There was a couple dudes.
Okay, I saw all the little girls running around. So that's cool. That's really crazy.
Yes.
Well, then they get to see somebody and it's like, well, if she could do that, I could do that.
Yeah.
So I believe that really helps.
And they had really great questions. It wasn't just like, what's your favorite color or something. They had thought-provoking questions. They asked me what's the weirdest thing I've recorded with a mic, which to me, they stumped me on that one. I had to phone a friend and ask Yuri what his weirdest thing was because I record normal things like voices and pianos and guitars.
Well, when I was doing a lot of like short films, before even YouTube got popular, I used to just make films and play them on the family, holidays or whatever. And I learned what Foley was.
Oh, yeah.
And so I used to film like myself hitting the couch cushions with a 2x4 to try to get that thud from a cartoon.
Yes.
And then we were trying to make a sound of an alien like going into my friend's chest.
Oh my God! Into your friend's chest?
Yeah. Because it was. We used to come up with these weird side. We all wanted to be George Lucas because we were Star Wars kids. Like,
okay.
We grew up Star Wars kids.
Yeah.
Right? So we all wanted to be George Lucas, and I had just saw Sigourney Weaver and Kurt Russell in the Alien. The first one, right?
Kurt Russell's an alien?
Is it Kurt Russell? I forget his name. Anyway, it was in the It was in the North Pole. Like
The first one?
The very first one, like they're in the frozen thing.
Oh,
And so you remember how it comes out and it makes that noise?
yes.
So I wanted to do that. And so what it did,
So what happened?
so what we did was we took a chicken with the and you buy chicken back in the day, they used to put all the stuff inside.
It still does.
So you put the mic there and you just put your head in the chicken, you go
Oh, sick. So tell people what Foley is, because my listeners will not know.
Oh, okay. So when you watch a movie and you hear like the footsteps from the person trying to get the antagonist, the protagonist run away, the antagonist is chasing them. You want to hear the footsteps. They don't record the actual footsteps. They record that somebody's in there like making the little sounds. Or if you're trying to make extra helicopter sounds, you might get a fan and just swing it past the mic really fast a couple of times in order to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
exactly.
That's it.
So there are people who that's their entire job.
What
are they called?
Foley artists.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah. And so I saw something on like 3-2-1 Contact or LeVar Burton
from PBS.
Yes, and they were showing us what Foley was, I was like, oh. So for instance, when somebody gets that body thud from a hit, they'll just take a piece of meat and throw it against the wall, and they record it so you can hear. You don't want to throw a person.
You don't, but
it has a similar sound to it, right?
Yes.
So
bags of seawater.
It was so fun. It was so fun. I just remember the yelling I got. My mom is like, "You're gonna eat that."
Yeah, don't waste that meat. That was expensive.
I hate gizzards. Well, I don't now, but I did then.
So
that was the weirdest thing I ever recorded.
That is a definite weird thing. Yeah, I didn't have anything exciting. I felt like I let them down.
So you get to go home and practice Foley with your kids. It's just something really fun to do. Yes. And then just figure out how you could bring it into your DAW and make it sound even more crazy, because we didn't have DAWs back then.
No.
So I think it's a cool experiment to do with your kids. Just go find random things in the house and record it and try to make sounds out of it.
That's a great idea.
Or teach your kids to make bumpers.
I think what I said, the weirdest thing that I recorded was my kids, or one of my daughters had like started a song, but like she didn't want me to record it. So I was like sneak attacking. Like I didn't post it or anything, but I wanted to capture it. So I just like sneak attacked.
I just realized something. I thought of a good one. For the body sound would be stirring cold spaghetti in a pot without hitting the pot too much. Because when cold spaghetti is sticky, it's like...
Well, I've heard that for Foley noises, or like when you're doing anything like bloody body related, they use pumpkins.
Pumpkins is good.
They smash them, or they like goop around in there.
Pick up the seeds and goop. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Everybody's listening is having a visual right now.
I know.
So next time Halloween comes and you start taking the seeds out of a pumpkin, you're going to think of your favorite gore film.
Yes. So to give people who are just listening an idea of what's happening here too, we are using this really cool thing called ECAMM Live, which I've talked about on the podcast before. And we're in this like cool scene. Like I can switch up my scene and change it to be just me and have it be just Doc. Or actually I can't. We don't have that one in. I can have it be us. And so I love that. And we're here like showing people how to do that and empowering people to realize that they don't have to be video producers, because Lord knows I am not one of those. So it's been fun to talk with people, but you have a very interesting story. First of all, you're called Doc for an interesting reason. You want to tell the listeners at home?
I was a paramedic in the Army, and I used to bootleg as a DJ at a nightclub because...
Bootleg? Wait a minute. What? Moonlight?
Moonlight, that's the word.
I was like, what, was it Prohibition era? You're not that old.
I was trying to remember the word. It was moonlight. So I used to moonlight as a DJ. And one of the nurses that I worked with, she was an older Hawaiian lady, and she used to call me Dr. Rock and Roll. Oh. And I was like, that is way better than my stupid DJ Yogi name. But
Doc Rock has a nice ring.
I was a bookworm, but I was DJ, so I used Yogi because smarter than the average bear, which is probably trademarked. So I got saved by Mrs. Ohia. So she's the one that came up with it, and I was like, I like that way better. So that's it.
Doc Rock. Okay. And you speak Japanese.
はい。日本語のことができます。
Yes. 私は音楽家です。Because why?
I was in school, and they have these bulletin board things like in the middle of the year, and there's like various scholarships that you can try out for. And they said we need 10 people with no background in Japanese that are willing to try to learn Japanese and go to Japan.
Wow.
And there was a lady, she was a linguistic scientist at the University of Hawaii. Her husband was the vice president at AIG. So they had all this money and he needed a tax break. So he's like, I'm going to send 30 kids to Asia, 10, 10, 10, to China, Korea, Japan. And I thought about going to Korea, but I kind of already understood Korean. So I was like, I'll do Japan.
Yeah.
Hindsight being 2020, I should have went to China because right now Mandarin is way more useful.
Yeah.
However, but Hawaii has high Japanese tourists. They love Hawaii.
Yes.
So I thought like, oh, to make it easier to get a job.
P.S. Doc lives in Hawaii.
Oh yeah,
Hawaii.
It's buried to leave.
He's wearing a kind of Hawaiian shirt
It
today.
is a Hawaiian shirt. This is actually made by one of my friends, and Kahala Aloha shirts, and he is a world champion bartender 10 times in a row. So much so they told him you can't enter anymore. You can only be a judge. And so this is as a respect to him and off of his design.
I love it. So you learn Japanese, and now you go to Japan.
Like all the time.
All the time.
Because I don't want to lose it. It's a hard enough language to learn, and once you learn it, you never want to lose it.
Yeah.
And I just get a kick out of like being here, like in Chicago, and we run into somebody like now.
The other night, that was so funny.
And then like nobody here speaks Japanese, and he finds one other person he can talk to.
Yeah.
So I made a friend, and he happens to live in my favorite town in Japan.
Right.
Which is just random.
Where does he live?
Fukuoka.
Oh, I thought he was from there, but he lives there too.
Yeah. Well, now he lives on the other side, which is Kitakyushu, but it's a hour train ride. It's a really quick train ride, and I went there like a couple of months ago. That's where the Totoro pictures come from.
Oh, okay.
Because Hao Miyazaki is from that side of the island.
Yes.
Yeah, Hao is from a place called Miyazaki.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I went to Japan, I was lucky enough to go to Fukuoka, and it was my favorite. And I was telling him yesterday because it really felt like I was in a different country as opposed to going to Tokyo, which felt so, it was a city.
It's like New York with subtitles.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to school in Tokyo.
That's a great way of
describing it. I
describing
do not like Tokyo.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. Like I was in Japan. It was very cool. But then as we went further south, I was like, okay,
the people are so much nicer. The food is absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And because it's so agricultural still in the middle parts, all your food is so fresh. It's insanely fresh. Like the food is, oh God, yeah. I'm gonna start crying right now.
I know, he's
it's
like
so
having
good.
a moment right now. All right, so the show is about doing all the things, but also being able to still keep your creativity in check and keeping that monster fed. So what's your passion?
Okay, so I have this weird thing. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but I do not do anything based off of passion.
Okay.
And the reason for that is passions are fleeting.
Passions what?
Are fleeting.
Yes.
I remember my ex when I was a little kid, and we were together for like 4 years, and we were setting a record for the school, and I'm like, this is a forever thing. No, it ain't. Right? And there's a whole bunch of those that existed in the middle before I got to the 25-year one that I have. So passions are fleeting.
Yeah.
I won't say lucky enough because I worked at it, but I've discovered what my purpose is. Everything to me is purpose and intent. So I'm very purposely driven. Purpose doesn't change. It's like, when you know what your life's purpose is, that's what it is, right? And then so by living on a purpose-driven mentality, I say purpose is an analgesic. It solves all problems. I am never too tired to go create. I make a video every single day on YouTube, even on this trip. We do all the stuff we do. Leave the art bar. I go to my room. I make a video. I post it.
Yeah.
So I make a video every single day since November 1st to try to derail people from assuming that they're going to get burnt out before they even start.
Right.
Now, I say creative burnout doesn't exist. A lot of people disagree with me. I'm cool with you. Do what you want. But like, is that a battle you want to win? Do you want to win saying that, yeah, I'm going to get burnt out?
Yeah, exactly.
Or do you want to be like me and be Pollyanna about it and say, I'm never going to get burnt out and just keep moving? Yeah. At the end of the day, who wins? So you could be right.
Right.
Be right all you want. I'm going to keep making stuff.
Yes.
So for me, I kind of don't get stuck into a position where I don't get to create because I purposefully, keyword, purposely create every single day of my life.
Right. And it's not But I would think that some of your content would be very purpose driven, very polished, very clean, but you're posting no matter what.
No matter what.
That's your
Yeah, I'm not going out
goal.
of way to show somebody how cool my street cred for my video chops exists.
Yes.
I've worked on major films.
Yes.
I've done sound and lighting for major films. I've produced sound for sumo tournaments. I've run the soundboard back to satellite trucks. Like, yeah, I don't need to prove to idiots online that I know how to do this
Yes,
stuff.
you know what you're doing.
Ask me 5 questions, you'll know what I know. So because I'm not trying to win, I just create things that I think will help other people. So my content isn't normally about me. It's normally about what can I do to either spark something in you or inspire you or get you to get over the weird things that your parents told you or exes told you so that you could just share your story, because everybody has a story and somebody is dying to hear your story.
Yes. Which I think people get so caught up in. Like one of the kids yesterday asked, what advice would you give to a young podcaster starting out? I said, just push record. You know,
Bingo.
like you gotta just start.
Yes.
And
100.
I live and breathe that, but I also got that from Sean Cannell from Think Media, who inspired that in me. And then you know, making content all the time and seeing my favorite creators creating
Just
all the
go.
time. Like you just have to do it. This podcast is not going to change the world, but there are people who listen to it every episode, and I love that, and I'm grateful for that, you know, because
So strangely enough that you say that, because what inspired me to do this run of Create Every Day was actually Mary Lou.
I believe it.
And I was teaching her how to do audio stuff, right?
Mhm.
So it's really random. Beginning of the year last year, she says, I create a lot, but I really understand audio stuff. And she's like, I really want to know more. And I was like, cool, I'll help you. Like, because this is my world. I could teach you everything you need to know about audio. And then she's like, yeah, but you're going to be nerdy about it. And I'm like, because some of it is nerdy, but most of it is not.
It doesn't have to be.
I'm like, at the end of the day, all audio terms are 100% literal, because sound guys and musicians are a bit dense and a bit stubborn. So every single terminology that we use in the audio space, I can't find one yet that doesn't match. They are literal as heck.
Yes.
Like equalization is equalization, leveling is leveling, normalizing is exactly that. Like everything is exactly what it says it is,
Yes.
right? And then she says, okay, I can wrap my head around this. So within about 2 to 3 weeks of me teaching her one step at a time things about audio, and we started with the USB connector, because why you want USB-C versus say XLR, because so many people will still fight you and tell you that one sounds better than the other.
Right.
And I'm like, it's signal, homie.
Yeah.
If the signal gets where it goes without any blocking, it's just signal.
Right.
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 And you had invited us to come up here to Chicago to go to see the shore. And I had an extra body. I had a +1. And I was like, Lou, I got something for you. And I'm like, we're going to go see LD in Chicago at Shore. And she was like, oh, girl, what? You know? And so the funny thing is, I was like, see what happens when you actually set an intention, which is my thing. And she made it, her purpose last year was to try to learn audio. And within 3-4 months of that, we're at the mecca of audio, learning all things, getting a chance to be involved in it, working with this mic that we're talking in now, talking to engineers, like, you know, seeing the library, which made me cry. And I was like, yeah, sometimes even I don't create something because I'm waiting for it to be perfect.
Yes.
Whereas Mary Lou would just put it out there.
She's just
And
doing
so
it. Yeah.
she was doing horrible audio, putting it out there because she said, I need to learn audio. So it's like, it's not that I suck at this, let me hide.
Yeah.
She was, I suck at it, let me put it out.
Let me get better.
And see if somebody comes and says, I got you.
Yes.
And that was the trigger. And so I'm like, no, I'm going to put everything out regardless. And so
Yes.
it doesn't have to be perfect. People really need to let that, they need to let that go, because that is crushing your soul.
Yes.
That's where burnout comes from, is trying to do something for somebody else.
Yes. And I love that. And I think that that's kind of the moral of this story today, is that you're out there, you're making content every day. Mary Lou Mandel is out there, in case you didn't know who Mary Lou was.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. I'll link it down. I'll put all your stuff. If you want to say how people can find you, because people don't go to the description.
Oh, you can go. I'm Doc Rock on everything. DOCROCK. Most prolifically on YouTube as Doc Rock.
Yes.
And again, I create something every day, and my goal is really to help Gen X creators especially, but anybody's welcome. I help Gen X creators because we've been told the most crazy things to hold us back, but we have so much experience and
Oh my
stories
gosh.
that
So
need
many
to be
stories.
shared. We can't keep complaining that the kids are doing it wrong when none of us are willing to teach them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
There you go. That's it.
So just start, people, is the moral of the story. So, Doc, thanks for being with me.
Thank you, LD.
On Song 43. And yeah, everybody, thanks for listening, as always. And it's going to be a wrap for Podcast Evolutions, but I've learned so much already. So start creating. Today's your day. Listen to Doc. And yeah, have a great rest of your week.
Aloha.
I need to be. Just call me honey. If you please, just call me baby. I'll be your fantasy. I need your loving.